All of us are killing this planet just by how much we drive. Because our cars release carbon and diesel emissions, which is not only harmful to our environment but to our health. Today I'll be talking about how carbon and diesel emissions not only affect our planet, but also our health. And I'll give alternative ways of transportation and safer ways of transportation that are safer for our environment. According to a study done by Mark Jacobson, a Stanford University professor, carbon dioxide emissions have been linked to increased death. For the first time, Jacobson has a direct link between increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and increases in human mortality. We have known for a long time that carbon dioxide emissions contribute to climate change. A new study shows that for each increase of 1 degree Celsius caused by carbon dioxide, the resulting air pollution will lead to about 1,000 more deaths annually and many more cases of respiratory illness and asthma in the United States. 20,000 air pollution-related deaths per year per degree Celsius may be due to the greenhouse gas. Study finds that the effect of carbon dioxide's warming's most significant where pollution is already severe. Given that California has 6 of the 10 cities in the United States cities worst air quality, the state is likely to have an increase in deaths if there are no restrictions placed on carbon dioxide emissions. Emissions are thought to be linked to global warming, air pollution, and water pollution. In order to control negative effects on the environment, lower emissions may be necessary. The plan to reduce carbon emissions, the transportation industry, businesses, and local governments are researching better fuels with lower greenhouse emissions. Greenhouse gases are emitted when fossil fuels are burned. The resulting gases are collected in the atmosphere, causing warmer air to be trapped within the ozone layer. With the rise in temperature, the warming effect on the environment is thought to be the same as placing the Earth in a greenhouse, which gives the term greenhouse gases. Lower emissions to stop the warming of the Earth and the greenhouse effect. Most cars burn fossil fuels primarily in the form of gasoline on a daily basis. When gasoline is burned, carbon dioxide is released into the air. This carbon dioxide is used by plants and trees for photosynthesis. But when too much carbon dioxide is emitted, climate change can occur. Currently, human transportation is thought to be responsible for the majority of the carbon emissions affecting the climate. Diesel emissions have the potential to cause a range of health problems. Breathing in diesel fumes can affect your health, and exposure to the fumes can cause irritation of your eyes and respiratory tract. In the long term, there is some evidence that repeated exposure to diesel fumes over a period of 20 years may increase your risk of any lung cancer. These emissions even affect sperm ovulation and developing babies. Even though we are deep into this issue, there are many ways we can help to reduce harmful emissions. According to biofuel.com, you can drive an eco-friendly car that causes little or no harm to the environment. The eco-car industry includes hybrids, biodiesel vehicles, ethanol vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell-powered electric vehicles, battery-powered electric cars, and other alternative fuel vehicles, but hybrids are the most popular. Almost 1/3 of carbon dioxide produced in the United States comes from our cars, trucks, and airplanes. We may not be able to afford a new car, but we can still reduce our emissions by carpooling, walking, and biking. Make sure you keep your car tuned up, check your tires weekly to make sure they're properly inflated. Try car sharing and fly less. In conclusion, you can see that with all the driving we do, not only affects our environment, but it affects our health. With this said, try to use alternative options I have mentioned to help our planet.
Marina, what did you think?
It was a big topic, but it starts out it gets to the middle and it's really informative more than persuading them to use those new cars. But I think it was a big topic. If you're looking down a lot, I feel like if you have written it down a little bit more prepared, and practice a little bit more with immersion.
All right. Well, you've got a dramatic attention device that we're murdering the earth. Shame on us. The goals stated pretty clearly. The preview's okay. I didn't really think, though, that you were very clear about signposting during the speech, and once you got going into it, it really just went from one piece of information to another piece of information. Sometimes you give us a source citation on the information, sometimes you don't, and I'm not sure if it's all coming from one place or it's multiple places. The study that you mentioned where they are quantifying the actual deaths due to global warming, or to CO2, I should say, it turns out that it's really connected to global warming, and that's an attempt to measure it. We need a little bit more explanation about how that was arrived at. You're mixing that issue, of course, with the particulates and pollution issues, which seem to ignore a lot of the things that have been done to control those problems. It seems like there's a lot of conclusionary stuff without much explanation. There's no emotional appeal based in the speech, and the delivery is so low-key. There's so much reading. It just seems perfunctory, as if you knew he had to get something done, so you're going to get it done, and hopefully it'll be okay. It felt not very organic. It just felt like obligatory, it's at this point in the semester, we really want you to be more engaged, more effective, more thoughtful, and it doesn't feel like you've gotten to that point with this assignment. There are chances to do a lot of things in this speech, and you've got a good subject. I mean, this is something that people understand, so you can use a little bit more shorthand, and you can create some more interesting visualizations, and you can be a little bit more creative. But it comes down to something that I would guess that everybody in this room has heard before they walked into the room, and nobody, having heard this, is going to feel differently about it after what you said, or be motivated to change what they're doing based on what you said. And that's what you're trying to accomplish, is trying to motivate us a little bit. And so it's a little less enthusiastic than I would hope to be here. All right, thank you.